My name is Chris Harper, and I'll be your teacher and tour guide through the RC hobby industry.
In this video course, you will learn how to successfully locate and purchase your first hobby-grade car or truck.
If you ever consider buying a real RC vehicle, then this class is for you. However, if you are still on the fence about educating yourself in this hobby, I understand.
Take this free advice to get a preview of my style of teaching and learn. What mistakes to avoid when entering our hobby? 7 mistakes to avoid when choosing a hobby-grade RC car or truck. Number 1, buying a street car when you and all your buddies want to play in the dirt. I personally advise all beginners in the RC car hobby to make an off-road vehicle their first purchase. Off-road vehicles are usually built stronger and can take the abuse of a newbie. Off-road kits can easily be ran on grass and dirt. However, when running your off-road truck on asphalt, some special precautions must be taken. The most important is when you are driving your vehicle, you must ease into the throttle. In other words, you must not squeeze the trigger abruptly and attempt to launch the vehicle like you would in the dirt. The reason to prevent this act is to save your drivetrain from major abuse. Off-road vehicles are designed to be run on the dirt that is loose and permits a natural slip or spinning of the tires before the power is fully delivered. Unless you're intending to do some parking lot racing or organized on-road racing, I strongly advise an off-roader. Number 2, buying a car that's too expensive for your first purchase. In this hobby, as well as others, there exist some big-ticket items. When and if you begin organized racing, you will get to know these items. You will either beat opponents with them or be beaten by them. The same $300 you use to get started in the hobby would be used by a racer to buy one nitro engine. However, this engine would need to be attached to a $500 kit that doesn't come with rims, tires, radio, or servos and requires full assembly. By the way, that's the only way I like it. A raw, bare-bones race kit. As a beginner, this is not what you're looking for. You want a kit that promotes your confidence to know you can handle anything that this hobby throws at you. You want a beginner kit to get up close and personal with, not some super racer that someone else has built. I can assure you, you will get overwhelmed with that kit and drop the hobby altogether. Number 3, buying one cheap kit instead of 2 when you don't have a local hobby shop. As a new hobbyist, your main focus will be driving and drive time, but the core fundamental should be your kit staying together. By the time we are done, you and me will see eye to eye on the matter. A lot of hobby shops will charge an arm and a leg for parts, and some charge around $35 per hour to work on your kit. This totally defeats the purpose of getting into the hobby. Hobby shops are like a new and used car lot. These lots make most of their money on parts and repairs, not the sale of new cars. Hobby shops make most of their money on parts and repairs also, if you even have a local hobby shop. However, this overcharging and lack of support can be wiped out if you purchase 2 low-cost beginner kits instead of 1. The benefits of this decision are limitless. If you are A, you have a full parts list on deck. B, you will have an extra set of electronics, radio, servos, receiver, battery, charger. C, you can have a fully built example on hand when disassembly is needed. E, you can easily hook some running buddies by letting them drive your spare kit. This tip is beneficial with or without a local hobby shop. 4, choosing an unbuilt kit over a ready-to-run. I strongly recommend against jumping in and getting a full-blown kit as your first purchase. Unless you are a transition hobbyist, this being a hobbyist that has built a kit of some other type, for example, a helicopter, plane, boat, etc. This hobbyist has a general system that they could possibly use to muscle through a build. By purchasing a ready-to-run kit, a beginner is stacking the cards in his favor to become a successful hobbyist. 5. Buying used off of eBay. There is a point in the hobbyist journey when it is beneficial to shop on auction sites. This point comes with time and experience, also with knowledge of the industry. When a hobbyist enters this field of entertainment, he or she is becoming a part of this new community. You will begin to talk the lingo, dress the part, assume the calm, cool demeanor of the fast guys at the track. I don't want to make it seem like the RC lifestyle is some Jedi achievement, but it sort of is. You will know when you've arrived, when you can scout through the industry and know what's hot and coming soon to be added to your arsenal. Whew. Had a flashback of my old racing days. I'm back now. Follow this guide, and I will gladly usher you into this fast-paced new world. 6. Buying nitro if you have no hobby consultant. My first kit was a nitro kit. I would be hypocritical if I told you not to purchase one as your first kit. However, you have this guide in your hands, so you are light years ahead of where I started. Hell, I didn't even know how to shut the engine down when I started. So if you feel the need for speed of a nitro kit, feel free to take the plunge because that happens to be my specialty. Having competed in organized racing for many years in the 1/8 scale nitro truggy, any questions you have, I'll surely have your answers. If you decide not to follow my lead, or if you have no immediate, readily accessible consultant, do not take the nitro route. This will definitely be the beginning of the end of your hobby expedition, unless you've done extensive research on what to buy and building kits. Number 7, listening to racers. Listen, and please don't get me wrong. Most guys that participate in organized racing are arrogant, brand-specific a-holes. But heck, that's us guys in general. With that said, this egotistical bunch is not the best source of information a newbie should be learning from. Most racers don't bash and haven't bashed since they started organized racing. Heck, I raced. I've seen up close and personal how racers seem to forget they were noobs once. Some of these cats don't even like to wait for the novice class to have their turn to race against each other, when in reality, they should be embracing the fresh meat in the industry. Well, let me get off my soapbox. The seasoned vets mean no harm. They are just on a quest to be the best. For some, it's actually a job that they receive full sponsorship and pay, and their performance is everything. Don't worry, I've never made it to the upper echelon, but I've met some nice people who have, and have taken time out to teach me some things. I would like to be your industry tour guide if you don't mind. If you choose to join us on this journey, you will love what we have in store for you. In this first series of video, I'm going to take you on a brief tour of our hobby and what's required to make your first wise decision in choosing the right kit for you. I have also included a quick start 5-step questionnaire that helps you find the perfect first hobby grade kit for you. Click the link below and let's get started.